welcome to our first segment of the Leadership Spotlight series. Today we're joined with Ahmad.
Hello.
And today we're going to be throwing a bunch of questions at him.
Questions without notice?
Questions without notice.
Love it. Let's go for it.
Let's start. Tell us about yourself and about your professional background.
Sure. So for those that don't know, by way of reintroduction, my name is Ahmad, founder and CEO of XARY. It was over 16 years ago that I set out with a clear goal, and that was to build a business and not a full-time job. Today, I'm proud to say that XARY has grown to become a multidisciplinary professional services organization, unifying services in specialist firms in business advisory, accounting and tax, law, technology, and digital marketing, all from 3 locations, 2 in New South Wales, 1 in Victoria. Over the years, I have been blessed with the opportunity to work with an array of clients, from multinational organizations, business owners, family groups, working hand in hand to take them from where they're at, importantly, to where they need to be. Whilst building XARY, I served as the Group CFO for the Versatile Group, where I developed the financial frameworks and structures that have underpinned the multinational property and construction group that it is today. I now serve as their corporate advisor to the leadership. XARY was built from everything that I've learned through those years, and it is this passion to see our clients succeed that I bring to every engagement, to every opportunity, to every problem to ensure our clients' success.
What inspired you to found XARY?
Great question. Something I get asked actually quite often. The idea and the concept behind XARY came years before its inception. And I don't know if you know this, we actually had quite a few family businesses back in the day, and many of which we had very bad experiences working with accountants, working with lawyers, working with finance brokers, working with advisors, in the sense that no one took ownership and the services would never unify. And what do I mean by that? The lawyer would only go as far as doing what just benefits him to get the fees out. And the accountant is only interested to the point where he can say, I've done it, whatever happens next, no interest. So the idea came about that, how good would it be if we can go to an organization that can assist us with accounting, with law, with advisory, where they can take ownership of our structure and at the same time advise on technology, advise on digital marketing. That didn't exist. So rather than shrugging our shoulders and saying, okay, well, it doesn't exist, we just walk away. No, we thought, hey, opportunity. How about we fill that opportunity? So naturally, at the time when the idea came about, we weren't ready for it then. So it took quite a few years working corporate and quite a bit of experience beforehand to understand the complexities that come with managing and advising complex business structures. And once we had enough strength behind us, we then brought the business to life. And as we said earlier, we're quite thankful that we've been blessed to have incredible clients, across not just Australia, but also Southeast Asia, the Middle East, Europe, and the US.
Well, speaking of the development of XARY, how would you describe your leadership philosophy?
Leadership to me is having the courage, which is our lion, to venture into the unknown, hence XARY, to accomplish goals that you wouldn't have thought you'd be able to achieve. So with leadership, it's essentially having the ability to chart a path where none exists, to create a clear roadmap that you can guide others, where they can follow with confidence, clearly. Leadership isn't just about the leading, like guiding them through difficult situations. That's not leadership, and that's where I say there's not enough depth. So leadership is also about building foundations for people to stand on, to enable them to achieve things that are bigger and greater than themselves. And with that, I've always believed that leadership isn't just about the result. It's about building these enduring frameworks, sustainable, that create opportunity, that go towards benefiting all those that come on the journey years after it started. Years after the journey starts, there are still people that benefit. So leadership transcends the leader, not just in time, not just in size, not just in scale, but in impact. And it goes all the way through till the end.
So what drives you professionally?
Outcomes. We are an outcome-driven firm. I cannot underscore that enough. We work towards a scope, and And that's one of the key things that we insist on whenever we engage a client. Because there needs to be clarity, there needs to be transparency, and there needs to be points of measure in order for us to be able to say, hey, we did it, or we almost got there, or we missed the mark. And without that, you'd never be able to assess how well you did or how well you performed. So for us, outcome is key. Outcome is the most important thing, and it's the outcomes that clients ultimately care about. So what I've seen over the years, and this is going back to my corporate life as pre-XARY, I learned quite quickly that there's this infatuation that people tend to develop where they fester on the problem and they fall into the beauty of the methodologies and the rhythm and the problem, and the comprehension of time goes out the window. Meanwhile, the client is waiting. And what's the most important thing is the outcome. They're not how you solved it, how long it took, what it took. If you don't achieve the outcome, the story no longer matters. So we need to ensure that we deliver on expectations, because it's not just our clients that rely on us. It's their families, it's their staff, it's their suppliers, it's their key stakeholders, and it's also their clients too. So we need to make sure that we hold ourselves to a really high standard to ensure that we deliver on our promises.
So for our last and final question, what do you see for the future of XARY?
The future for XARY is bright, and I genuinely mean that for a number of reasons. To start, the landscape that businesses operate in today is moving at a pace that they struggle to keep up with. The changes in technology, the changes in law, the changes in compliances. Most businesses don't have an idea of what's coming, let alone what's there. And they need support, they need guidance, and that's where we step in. And we continue to invest in our business, we continue to invest in our people to ensure that our clients have the support and the backing that they need to ensure that they're able to keep up and stay ahead. Changes that are coming up, such as the payday super, changes to employment regulations, changes in technology stacks, they need someone to support them. And to give you a parable, to give you, metaphorically, imagine trying to balance a plate on a table that has 4 different size legs, 4 different lengths. What will happen to that table, and what will happen to everything sitting on that table? And to explain the analogy, the tabletop is the business, and the legs are the people that the business turns to for advice. On the one leg, there is the lawyer. On the other leg, there is the accountant. On the other leg, there's the advisor. On the other leg is a technologist. So when they're dealing with different firms of different sizes, this table is no longer sitting on a stable platform. And depending on where the problem sits in the business, if it's sitting on the short end, that plate is coming right off and it's breaking. And who pays the price? The business. This is where our future is bright, because we've ensured that all our divisions are at the same size and they're able to support at the same level, and that our clients can engage us with scalable solutions that fit their needs, that solve their problems, to ensure that they remain competitive in their markets, to ensure that they have the support of people that not just know what to do, but care. And that's what we bring to the table. And with that, I know our future is bright.
So our future is exciting.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We're very much excited, not just to help the clients that we have, but also excited to meet some new ones too along the way. We have long life friendships now with the people that we've been supporting for many years. In a professional context, they're clients, but outside of this setting, they've become friends and more so family.
Yeah.
And that's something that we take a lot of pride in, because of the relationship that we develop over the years.
That's the end of our interview. Thank you so much for joining us for our first one.
Thank you.
So we'll see you guys for the next segments of the series.
Adios.
Bye.